Hey everyone, welcome to another video. My name's Jade, a first year dental student at the University of Bristol, and today we're going to be talking about procrastination. I'll be talking about what it actually is and how to deal with it from my personal experiences and lots of useful things that I found from the internet. And hopefully this video consolidates a lot of things and hopefully you'll learn something useful. Here are a list of timestamps on the screen and in the description so you can just skip to whatever section of the video suits you most. So first off, we're actually going to be talking about what procrastination is so we fully understand the problem and how to deal with it. Procrastination is the habit of delaying an important task and sort of delegating it further back in our to-do list, and we usually procrastinate by focusing on less important tasks or easier tasks that we enjoy doing more. I know a few of you will be procrastinating by watching videos on procrastination like this one, so hopefully you begin to understand everything and will be able to improve on it in the future. So the first proper point I want to talk about is understanding why we procrastinate. It's often to do less with the task itself, and actually the problem is often getting started. As when people get started, they find it a lot easier to keep going, and therefore you can finish tasks a lot quicker. So instead of focusing on feeling overwhelmed and that you have so much work to do, you should instead focus on trying to get started. For example, you may want to sort of trick your mind into saying that you'll only do this task for about 2 minutes or 5 minutes. And once you break this mental barrier of getting started, a lot of you will be able to keep going and keep focused on the task ahead. So getting started is one of the hardest things you need to push through. My second point to help you with procrastination is to talk about your motivation. Whenever we do a task and we don't have much motivation, we often procrastinate with it at the same time. You need to know your why, and you need to keep asking yourself why you're doing what you're doing. You need to have a goal in mind, and you need to be able to vision yourself achieving that goal. Having something to aim for is really motivational, and it will help you stop procrastinating. If you're struggling to start, you should tell yourself that everything you're choosing to do now is beneficial to you as it gets you one step closer to your goal. So everything you do from now on will only help you, and all the work you do will help you get closer to where you want to be. You may want to start by writing a plan of everything you need to do that day and breaking down large assignments or tasks into a lot smaller chunks which are more easily manageable. I think this has a really big mental effect too, as you can see that by breaking it down into a lot smaller chunks, it makes it a lot easier to start and the task looks a lot less scary. By planning your day and having a vision in mind, this can really help structure your day and help you achieve all the goals you want. And it's important to also take one step at a time. So you should focus on what you're doing in the present or what you're doing for the rest of the day instead of focusing on how much work you have for the rest of the week. Now I saw this thing on the internet and I also learned this in school, and it's called Eisenhower's urgent/important principle. You can search it up, but I'll probably put a diagram on the screen, or maybe I'll put some iPad animations depending on how I'm feeling. It's basically this table where you write urgent and not urgent, and then important and not important. And in this table there are 4 sections which you fill in all your tasks or things you want to do for that day. And this helps you really focus on what you need to be doing and what you should be doing, and eliminates the things which you should not be doing. Hopefully the diagram explains it in a lot better detail and it simplifies it, but it's a very useful and quick thing to do which will definitely help you. So if you haven't done this before, I'd recommend trying it, as you never know if it will work. So the next couple of points I want to talk about are more physical things and what you can actually do to help you procrastinate less. The first of which being to change your environment. For example, if you're always studying at the same desk like I am every day, then it gets a bit boring, a bit repetitive, and you may not want to study or work as much as you normally would. By going to places such as the library, studying with friends, even studying outside, it's such a nice change in scenery and environment. It sort of refreshes your mind and gets you in that sort of new mood where you're able to tackle any tasks. And I think that changing environment also affects you in a mental way, in a good way obviously, but in a mental way where you're able to tackle these challenges that you haven't been able to before, or you're able to start things which you haven't done because maybe you're less familiar with the environment and everything is just completely new to you. And I find myself personally that I think that this is a really good way to stop procrastinating, as whenever I put myself in libraries or just studying with friends, it really motivates me. My attitude to studying and everything changes really quickly, and I think by doing this it makes the task more fun, which in turn makes it a lot more easy to start. I'd also recommend to eliminate all your distractions such as your mobile phone or any devices which have notifications, or maybe even turning off music if you are listening to music and you are finding it distracting, or changing it to more instrumental instead of vocal. By eliminating these distractions, you're giving yourself less opportunity to obviously get distracted, and you're giving yourself more chances of focusing on the task once you do get started. If you literally have no distractions around you, then all you can think about is your work and all you can think about is getting started, so you might as well do it. My next point is to actually build a routine, and this could be a routine in everything. Even waking up at the same time every day, or making your bed every day, or even like eating at roughly the same time every day can help you really build this sense of routine and therefore a sense of purpose. It builds a really strong structure in your mind, and this is all a mental game. And by building a strong structure in your day, I believe that this will really help your mindset into the way you go about everything, as you start to like routine and you start to build habits which are only beneficial to you. And for example, if you start to work at say 9 a.m, 10 a.m. every day, then you'll start to feel like doing this every day once you start to build the habit. And obviously this can help procrastination, as you're sort of forcing yourself to do this. And eventually you'll feel like you want to do it and you need to do it, which gets you into that productivity or productive lifestyle or mindset. Now this goes with building a strong structure, and it's to actually be clever with how you set out your work. And it's basically about what tasks you choose to do at what time. For example, if you decide that you work, say, best at 12 p.m, at 1 p.m, then you should delegate your hard tasks into this time slot, so you're working at your best with the hardest tasks. And this makes a lot of sense as you're focusing more on it, and therefore the harder tasks will be a lot easier than if you did your harder tasks at, say, a time you were not productive or you're too tired. And therefore it works vice versa, where you can delegate your easy tasks into times where you don't work as well, as you will just be able to do this and get through with it. And at the end of the day, once you do this, you'll feel amazing that you've completed everything you wanted to do. I'll put a list of all the summaries and things on the screen right now if you need to look back at them. If you have any questions or queries, please put them down in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer any of them. Hopefully you enjoyed this video or learned something useful. If you did, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel, and then going on to do any tasks that you have to do for the rest of today. Hopefully I'll see you again, but even if I don't, I'm wishing everyone who sees this the best of luck in everything and anything you choose to do. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.